Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good afternoon. Okay, so this is subject computer programming. Okay, the code is BCI 1103. My name is Suryanti Awang. Okay, and then I'm from Faculty of Computing, University Malaysia Pahang, stated at Pekan. If you want to meet me, actually I can go to Gambang. Let's say you want to meet me, so we can arrange a meeting. So I will go to Gambang. Okay, so you just tell me if you want to meet me personally lah. Okay, face to face I mean, because currently every day I will come to Pekan. Okay, so I'm from Faculty of Computing. So this is semester 2 2021-2022. This section is section 04. Okay, so make sure you are in the right section and in the right subject. Okay, and also make sure you are not from other faculties like FTK, MA, something like that. Okay, okay. Why? Because other faculty we use another language. Okay, but in this section we're going to use Python. Okay, so that's why I want you to make sure that you are in the right section. Okay. Okay, so before we go further, I want to just tell you a little bit about what is this subject. Okay, this subject is about fundamental elements and feasibilities of the computer programming to solve problems. What kind of problems? Problems related to your program. Okay, let's say you are from civil, so you will use computer programming to solve civil problems. Okay, and in this subject also, you student will learn basic structure of computer programming, including variables. Including variables and data types, input and output instruction, statements, function, array, string, and files operation. And another one is actually a data visualization. In this class, in this section, we're not going to look at pointers because in Python, we don't need to use pointers. Okay? And students will be taught on developing a program to solve general engineering problems, mathematical equations, as well as displaying the data via 2D or 3D graphics. Okay. So I want to know, is there any of you have learned computer programming before? Any programming language before?
Yes, madam.
Okay. What is the language?
Java.
Java. Wow, very advanced. Okay.
Yes.
Other student?
Waktu metrik.
Waktu metrik. Okay. Ada yang lain have learned about about programming? Tak ada. Seorang je Java. C? Is there any of you have learned C? C++?
C++, madam.
C++. Okay. So it is actually advantage for you guys that have learned programming. So because in Python is actually a very simple language compared to C++, C, and also Java. Okay. So if you have experience in a language like that, so when you learn Python, you will feel very easy language. Okay. Okay. Kenapa tak nak pergi? Okay. Okay, so for the course outcome, there are 3 course outcome. Course outcome 1, 2, and 3. The first one is you will be able to demonstrate the principles and concept of computer programming to solve problems with utilization of mathematics and science knowledge. The second outcome is you will be able to construct numerical knowledge in programming by solving problems. And the third outcome is you will be able to illustrate solutions using appropriate digital tools and platform. Okay, so there are 3 outcomes. Okay, class, this is very important assessment. Okay, for this class, you're going to have 4 assessments. The first assessment is quiz. So you're going to have 4 quizzes. Okay, 4 quizzes take about 10%. So one quiz will be 2.5%. Okay. So and then another, so this is our planning. Maybe we will do the quiz on week 3, 6, 11 and 14. Okay. The next assessment is test. Okay. So you're going to have only one test. It will take about 25%. Okay. Okay. This test we will have on week 13. Okay. Week 13 on 3rd of June 2022. Friday 8 p.m. online. So please block this date. Okay. Please make sure if let's say another lecturer said, oh, I want to do test on 3rd of June, Friday 8 p.m. So you must tell that lecturer this date already blocked by computer programming. Okay. Okay class. Okay. So save this date. Okay. Block this date. Okay. Okay, another assessment is assignment. Assignment also 25%. So the chapters cover from 1 until 6 or 7 like that. And then the submission date is on week 7. Okay. Okay, the last assessment, which is final assessment. The final assessment is project, 40%. All chapters you must submit on week 15. Okay. And the passing grade is D, 40%. Okay. Understand guys? Clear? Jelas?
Yeah, madam.
Okay,
Yes.
good.
Yes.
Okay. So now, okay, this is a little bit about the rules for the subject. No reassessment is allowed unless with valid evidence. Kalau you have evidence like MC or you have been warded ke kan, so you can tell me and then we can do the reassessment. Let's say you unable to take that assessment on that date. Okay. Okay, and then after I release a mark, any mark for any assessment, you have 5 working days to complain to me. Okay, based on that mark. Maybe you feel that mark is very low or very high, so you can complain to me within that 5 days working. Okay. Okay, and then this attendance, actually I'm not really particular about attendance as long as you come to my class or you watch that video, okay? But attendance, of course I must record your attendance, so you must fill in Google form for attendance, okay? That link for Google form is in the WhatsApp group, okay? Okay, and then all announcement will be only informed through WhatsApp and Kalam. So those who did not join the official WhatsApp group is not an excuse. Okay, so please make sure you always check WhatsApp message, especially for this group. So for those that have question, to avoid there are so many messages in the WhatsApp. So please WhatsApp me in private. Okay. So that your friends will not miss any important announcement in the WhatsApp. Okay. Of course, in the Kalam as well, we will announce as well. Okay. Okay. So this is our planning for this semester for this subject. So you're going to have about 10 chapters. Okay. Okay. So you can see here. These are the chapters. Okay. We have intro to programming. Computer programming language, input output, operation, selection, repetitive functions, array. This one is actually file. Computer programming in solving application is actually files. Okay, files operation, and then we're going to have a data visualization and GUI. Okay, so these are the chapters. Okay, so for this is assessment. This is our planning. Quiz 1 on week 3, okay, and also quiz 1 is actually we will do in Kalam. Okay, I will open quiz in Kalam. Normally we will open starting from Friday night at 8 p.m. until 12 p.m. Saturday. Okay, Saturday 12 p.m. So we will open in the Kalam. So you are allowed to answer the quiz in Kalam only once. Okay. Okay. So please be alert every time I announce to you. Okay guys, you can answer your quiz in Kalam starting from now. So please be alert. Okay. And then on week 3 also, I'm going to give to you assignment question and also the project question. Okay. Assignment and project actually you can discuss in group. Okay. But when for the submission, you must submit it individually. Okay. So means that everybody need to do assignment, everybody need to do project. Okay. But for the discussion, you can discuss in group. Okay. 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 Next is about quiz 2 on week 5. Okay. Same as quiz 1, we will have in Kalam. And then on week 7, you need to submit assignment. Okay. Quiz 3 on week 11. And then test, as I mentioned before, test we will do in week 13, 3rd of June 2022, 8 p.m. until 10 p.m. online. Okay. And then quiz 4 is on week 15. And then after that, the last one is project submission and presentation on week 15. Okay. Okay, so if you want to refer to this one, you can get this slide in the Kalam as well. Okay. Okay, so as I mentioned before, for this class, we're going to use Python. Okay, so I'm going to just intro to you a little bit about Python here, how to use Python. Okay, so first you need to install Python. Okay, so I hope now everybody has opened your laptop, okay, laptop or computer. So here, for Python, in this class, we're going to use Tony. Okay. Tony is IDE. IDE is a tools to code your programming. Okay. So when you want to do the programming, you need IDE. So in this class, we're going to use Tony. So the first step is you must install this Tony into your laptop or your computer. Okay. So how to install this Tony? You go to the https tony.org. Okay. And then download it based on your platform. Let's say your laptop or computer platform is Windows or Mac, so you must install it based on your platform. Okay, and when you go to the Tony, you just follow the instruction until you finish install it in your computer. So let's say here you go to this one, tony.org, https tony.org. Okay, here you can choose. If your laptop or computer is Windows, so you go to Windows. If yours is Mac, so you go to Mac. Okay, you just click there. Okay, actually Python in Tony, they provided the latest Python, which is 3.3.13. Okay, you just follow the instruction. Okay, so here, okay, this is I show to you a little bit about this one. I provide to you the video. Mana nak playnya? Tak jumpa. Okay, kat sini. Okay, so now I want everybody to open your laptop and computer. Go to tony.org now. Okay. Okay, now we go to the chapter 1 and chapter 2. Okay. For the chapter 1 and chapter 2, we're going to look at introduction to computer programming and also computer programming language. Okay. Okay. So outcome for this topic is you will be able to know basic information about computer programming, and you will get familiar with algorithm, pseudocode, and flowchart. And you will know about computer programming language. Okay. Okay, so kenal tak siapa ni? Do you know, guys, who is this?
Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs.
Okay, the late of Steve Jobs. Okay. So Steve Jobs said everybody in this country should learn to program a computer because it teach you how to think. Okay, so that's why you guys, even though you are from Faculty of Engineering, you need to take computer programming because it teach you how to think. Okay, so basically computer programming for your program will be a light computer programming, a simple computer programming. Okay, for the tough algorithm, etc., will be done by computer scientists. Okay, so in your case, you will learn a basic computer programming only. Okay, and then programming isn't about what you think, what you know, but it's about how you can figure out. Okay, so you have problem, you need to figure out how to do the code in order to solve that problem. Okay, so that's what computer programming is. Okay. Okay, so we go a little bit about computer programming. Okay, in computer is actually very clever device. However, without people, computer will have nothing inside that. Okay, so how to make sure computer understand our needs is based on instruction. This instruction is come from computer programming. Okay, so programming is began in 1940. Okay, lama dah. And then at that time it's still using memory addresses and machine code directly. Okay, so at that time computer programming is very tough. Okay, very tedious work to do. Okay, but now computer become easily to be programmed. Okay. Okay, so programs are written using programming languages. Okay, there are a few programming languages you can use it. Okay, this one is okay. Okay, so this is example. It's not example. This is the cycle of how the computer programming evolve. The first, it is machine language. So this is machine language in the binary code, and then after that it goes to the assembly language. Okay, so assembly language like this lah. Okay, ASCII code. There are ASCII code here. Okay, and then after that there are high level language. Okay, high level language, for example, COBOL, Fortran, BASIC, Pascal, Ada, C, Visual Basic, Delphi, C++, Java, Python. So this is high level computer programming language. Okay, last time I learned about Pascal, Fortran, C, Visual Basic, Delphi, C++, and Java. Okay, so now since I need to teach you Python, so I took about 1 month to learn Python. So Python is actually very easy language compared to other languages. Okay, so this is actually you are very lucky because in this class we will teach you Python. Okay, so these are a few examples of high level computer programming languages. Okay. Okay, so before we do the coding, we need to know about the algorithm, the pseudocode, also flowchart. However, for this class, I'm encourage you to do flowchart only. Okay, because that one is very simple, easy to understand. Okay, algorithm and pseudocode normally we will more emphasize on the computer science student. Okay, so however you need to know a little bit what is algorithm, what is pseudocode, and what is the flowchart. Okay, so algorithm is actually the list of instruction and rules that computer needs to do to complete the task. Okay, and then from this algorithm you can convert it into the pseudocode or flowchart, or you want to use both. Okay, and what is pseudocode? Pseudocode is a plain language description of the steps in the algorithm. Okay, and then what is flowchart? Flowchart is a diagram that depicts a process, system, or computer algorithm. So that's why for your case, I just want you to come out with a flowchart because flowchart is in a diagram. So very simple to do. Okay. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to show to you a little bit introduction about computer programming. Let's say you have this problem or task. The task said that write an algorithm to calculate an area based on a given width and length. Okay, so how to calculate that area? Area is width multiply length. Okay, So in this case, when you do the before you begin your program, let's say here I want to come out with pseudocode. Okay, so my pseudocode is like this. I have input. What is the input? Based on this problem, my input will be width and length. Okay, so I put here my input is width and length. Okay, so this will be input. Okay, and then the second step, okay, the second step is to do the process. Okay, so what is the first process? The first process here is I want to calculate the area by multiplying the width and length. Okay, and then after that, the second process is I'm going to print out my calculated area. Okay, so at the end, my output will be the calculated area. Okay, so in doing computer programming, what you must know is, or you must retrieve from the given case study or from the problem, is input, process, and output, IPO. So these three terms is very important. Okay, so you must determine what is input, what is the process, and what is the output. Okay, so as I mentioned before, in this case, the input will be width and length. The process is to multiply width and length, and the output is area. Okay? Okay. Boleh kelas? Are you with me, guys?
Boleh.
Boleh.
Senang
Baik.
ya? Boleh Okay. Okay, next example. Let's say you have a problem here. The problem said, write an algorithm to determine student final grade and indicate whether it is pass or fail. Okay, the final grade is calculated based on the average of 4 marks. Okay, if the average mark is below than 50, the grade is fail, and vice versa. So in this case, what is the input? What is the input, guys, in this case?
4 mark.
Grade.
4 marks. Okay, 4 marks. So what is the process?
Passing or failing.
Okay, this one kan. Okay, I already explained here. The process will be, we must calculate the average of 4 marks. How to calculate the average is like this. Mark 1 plus Mark 2, Mark 3, and Mark 4, and then divide by 4. Okay, and then after that, because our output is final grade, we want to get the final grade, so we must check. The second process will be check if average more than or equal to 50. If yes, final grade equal to pass. If no, final grade equal to fail. So after that, we get the output. The output is final grade. Okay. Okay. So this is how we must extract the input, the process, and the output from the case study or from the problems. Okay, so you have to remember input, process, and output. Okay. Okay, kelas, boleh?
Boleh.
Okay,
madam.
Okay, so now now I want to show to you how to draw a flowchart. Okay, let's say here the problem before this, you want to calculate area, okay, based on width time length. Okay, so this is the flowchart. In flowchart, you must have start and end. Okay, so you have start. The first one, you must have width and length. So you ask user to enter width and length. Okay, value for width and value for length. After that, what is the process? You're going to calculate area. Area equal to width time length. Okay. Okay. And then after you done with the process, you will print that area. So you will print the area. And then after that, your coding is end here. So this is the flowchart. Okay. Okay. So when we talk about flowchart, which is you will do a lot in your assessment after this. So in flowchart, there are symbols. Okay, there are symbols that represent certain meaning. Okay, for example, this is the symbols that we're going to use. These symbols, okay, like this, belongs to begin or end. Begin and end. Okay, and then this parallelogram like this is for input and also for output. Okay, if you want to create input and output, you must use this diagram. Okay, parallelogram. Okay, this rectangle is for process. Okay, let's say you want to do addition, you want to do subtraction, and also you want to do division. So any process must be in rectangle. Okay, this diamond is a branch to be met. Okay, decision, you need to do decision. So you have a condition. So if that condition is met, so you can proceed to the next process. So decision or any decision lah, any decision that you want to make, you must put in the diamond. Okay, like this. Okay, and then this is the most important part. You must have flow line with arrow. Okay, if there is no arrow here, so ia salah, it is incorrect. Okay, guys, boleh faham for the flow chart? Okay, good. Okay, so as I mentioned before in our briefing slide, you will use Tony, which is Python. Okay, Tony as a IDE, and then you will write your code in the script. You will execute the written code, and then will be displayed in shell. You will have variable to view your variables name and value. Okay, this one. Okay, so when you open your Tony, you can see this part. Okay, here is your Python script. You can write code here, and then when you run your code, it will be displayed in shell here, and then any variables or any value you can see here. Okay. Step to do coding in Python in Tony. Okay, this is example. I'm going to show to you the example. So I'm going to open Tony. Okay, let's say I create new. So here, hello, welcome to, I'm going to print hello, welcome to computer programming class. Okay, so when I write my code here and I want to run, I go to here, run. However, this code is not saved yet, so I must save first. If you click run, it will automatically ask you to save it. Okay, so let's say I save here inside this my first. Okay, I name it as my first. Okay, and then it automatically save as py. Py is Python. Okay, so I'm going to save it. So here you can see my file now is my first.py. Okay, since I click the run, so it automatically display the output here. Okay, let's say I run again, so you can see here, hello, welcome to computer programming class. Okay, so this is example. Okay, class, boleh?
Boleh, madam.
Boleh.
Okay, let's say we want to do this part, this one. Okay, so now I want to do this one. I want to calculate area. So the first one, I need to have width and length. And then I'm going to print this area. Okay, so let's say I create the new one. Okay, class, you can see here, even though I create a new file, this shell is maintained. So you can clear this shell by right click clear. So now all clear in the shell. Okay, so I want to do this one with length. Okay, in in Python it is very simple to calculate area based on width and length. Okay, okay, take a look very carefully. Okay tak? Nampak jelas ke nampak kecil?
Jelas.
Jelas saya besarkan sikit lah. Okay. Okay, so first I need width and length. So I have width, I need width. I'm going to ask user to enter the value for width. Okay. Enter value for width. Okay. And then another one is I need length. So length equal to input. So this is the syntax. Okay. Okay. Okay class. This one, width and length is my variable. Okay. You can put any name that you want. Let's say I want to put here width only. VDTH pun okay. LGTH pun okay. Okay. Like this. But because I want to make sure I understand what is the variable that I use, so that's why I put the meaningful name. Okay. And then after that, I'm going to calculate the area. The area is equal to width times length. Okay. Okay class. Again, in Python, it is case sensitive. Okay. So if you name it here WIDTH, so here also you must use WIDTH. Otherwise, it will not understand. Okay. Otherwise, it will not understand and it will have error. Okay. Okay. Chia tanya, what is the meaning of eval? Okay. Eval is actually, I'm going to ask you after this actually. Okay. No, it's not scanf. Okay. But in scanf, this one, input. Okay. Input is similar to scanf. Okay. Okay, Chia? Okay. Eval is something else. Okay. I just put eval first here. Okay. After this, you need to find the answer. What is eval? Okay. Okay. So now we have area equal to width times length. After that, we're going to print out our area. So we just print area value is, so what we're going to print is our area. So we have comma and then we put the variable name area. Okay. So again, this variable name must be similar to this one. Okay. Okay. So now done. I'm going to save first. This one is calculate area. Okay. Calculate area. Okay. So I have here calculate area.py. Okay. So I want to run this coding. Click run. Okay, so you can see here it asks enter value for width. So I'm going to enter 5. Next, length. I'm going to enter 8. So my area value is 40. Okay, and then you can see here. Okay, this is the value that I have been entered. I entered 5, I entered 8, and then when it calculate the area, it will go to this variable. Okay. Okay. Faham class? Do you understand class?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now I want to show to you how the computer programming works line by line. Okay. Okay. If you see here, this sentence is inside hashtag. Okay. Inside hashtag. When you write any notes or any sentence inside hashtag, it means comment. Comment means that that sentence will be not compiled by the compiler. Okay, I forgot to tell you, when we do coding, when we do this coding, beside this coding, okay, there are computer compiler. So that compiler, we compile our code line by line. Okay, so in this case, this sentence we will not compile because this one is command. There is nothing, there is no meaning to the compiler. So compiler will not compile this one. Okay, so if you want to write something, let's say you want to write here. You want to write here to calculate process to calculate area. Okay, if you put like this, it will be error. Okay, because compiler will compile this one. Okay, but there is syntax error there. So here, this one is actually you want to tell to you just want to record in your coding. This one is to process calculate area. So you must put in the hashtag. Okay, so when you put in the hashtag, automatically compiler will not compile this one. Okay, normally we'll do like this for the coding. Okay, I will put my name, programmer, okay, date, okay, something like that. Just a note, okay, just a note for us. Okay, okay, so now I'm going to show to you how the compiler compile this program. Okay, I'm going to debug. Okay, how to see one by one, line by line. We must go to debug. You go here. Okay, this icon is for run. Okay, okay, beside this icon is debug. Okay, di sebelah tu ada debug. Nampak tak? Nampak tak? Icon serangga tu. Okay, so this is debug. So we click debug. Okay, when we click debug, okay, you can see here highlighted line. Okay, so means that here compiler now in line 5. Okay, here is line 5. So we know that currently our compiler is in line 5. So that's why, as I mentioned before, it will skip line 1, 2, 3, 4 because this is nothing. Okay, so it will directly go to line 5. So now our compiler at line 5. Okay, when we do debug, you can use two types, step over or step into. Step over means that it will step over from one line to another line. Okay, but for step into means that it will step one by one in each line. Okay, if we go to with, if we go to eval, if we go to input, if we go to this one. So that's why we call as a step into. But for step over, it will go line by line. We go to line number 5, next line number 6, something like that. Okay, but normally if we want to see in detail, we will use step into. So in this case, I'm going to use step into because I want you to know how the programming works. Okay, how the compiler it works. Okay, so I go to step into. Okay, so now it will go to this statement, eval input enter value for width. Okay, so now it go to input enter value for width. Okay, before that I will clear this one. Okay, okay, I step into again. So it will go to enter value for width. Okay, so compiler understand that in this syntax they need to print out this sentence, enter value for width. Why? Because it is inside the quote. Okay, it is inside this quote. So they know that, compiler know that they must print out this enter value for width. Okay, so I will enter. I will display here enter value for width. Okay, so now I enter 3. Okay, when I enter 3, okay, so width now is 3. Okay, my variable name width already have value 3. Okay, So this sentence, this line, number 5 line is done, finished. So it moved to the next line, which is line 6. So I will do the step into again. It will do the same process. It will print out the enter value for length. So let's say I put 5. Okay. So I have 5 here. Length equal to 5. Okay. So you can see here, in my variable name length, the value is 5. Okay. Okay. So line 6 settle. It will go to the next line, which is line 9. Okay. Line 9. We go, okay, it will do width time length. How the compiler do? First, they must have the value for width. So there we get the value for width, which is 3 times with value for length. Okay, so value for length is 5. So it will have 5. 3 times 5. So it will time, we do the multiplication, 15. So area will be 15. Okay. So now our area variable equal to 15. Okay. So line number 9 settle. Move to the next line, which is line number 11. Okay. So in line number 11, we want to print area value is area. Area here, the value is 15. So it will print out area value is 15. Okay, understand class how the compiler works?
Yes.
Okay, very easy. Okay, it goes step by step. Actually, Python is very easy. Okay, if you do C or C++, you need to do like this, right? Integer with, betul tak? Ada kena ada
Betul.
semicolon.
Yes.
Integer length, ada semicolon, and then here you must have semicolon. Here you must have semicolon, right?
Betul.
Betul.
So, but in Python, no need that one. Okay? Okay. Okay. But in my case, because I always use C++, even though in MATLAB also I will use C++ like that. So it become very, it's not difficult, but it's not challenging using Python. But however, Python is very easy. Okay. So you can see here, print. If in C, you must have what? Printf kan? But here just print. Okay. Okay. So basically that's how compiler works. Okay guys, boleh? Boleh kelas?
Boleh.
Okay,
Boleh.
Okay. Next, we move to the next one. Ini saya nanti boleh tengok dalam ni. Dalam slide ni. Okay, so I already show to you. Python, we go line by line. Okay. Okay, so this one also I already explained to you. Okay. Yes, we cannot see the process of computer screen. However, we can debug. Okay, so we can debug. Okay, yeah, this is just a summary. Okay. Okay. So in computer, in programming, there are syntax. Okay, there are syntax for logic syntax and also semantic syntax. The one that I show to you, that I show like this, print. This one we call as a syntax. Okay, so this one is syntax. Okay, so when we do programming, we must know the syntax of how to code. Okay, another one is logic, semantic logic. Okay, semantic logic is like this. You want to calculate volume. For this case, you want to calculate volume. Your volume will be based on value of pi, value of height, value of radius, and the power of 2 kan. Okay, radius power of 2. However, you put, let's say you put pi here. You put pi here. So in this case, Because we know that in Python, it will go line by line. It will go to line number 3, line number 4, line number 7, and line number 9. So if you do like this, it will have error. Okay, why? This one is not error for syntax, but error in semantic. Because your pi value is after volume. Okay, and you know that in order to calculate volume, you must have pi value. But in this case, when compiler go to this line, it will not know what is the value for pi, because your pi value is here. Okay, so that's one that's we call as a semantic. Okay, faham guys? Faham So means that when you do coding, you must know the sequence of the sequence of the code. Okay, you must follow the logic and you must code that coding based on your flow. Okay, 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 done. This one done. Okay, this is very important. Okay, okay. The first thing that you must know in doing the coding is also identifier. Okay, identifiers is the name of variable, to name our variable. Contohnya, for example, tadi I name my variable width as a width. Okay, that one we call as a identifier. Okay, so identifier can be formed by combining letters, digit, and underscore. Okay, and then identifier, as I mentioned before, it is case sensitive. Okay, so let's say you name your variable or identifier as a WTH. Okay, but then when you want to use this variable, you call it as a WIDTH. So it will be error because compiler understand your name is WTH, not WIDTH. Okay, so that's the meaning by case sensitive. Or other than that, like say like this. When you ask user to enter, you do like this. W is capital letter, I, D, T, H. Okay. However, when you want to calculate that area, you use W small letter. Okay. So also you will have error here because compiler understand your identifier name is W capital letter, IDTH, not W small letter, IDTH. Okay. So it is case sensitive. Okay, class, understand?
Understand.
Okay. And there are two categories of identifiers. First is standard. The second one is user defined. Okay. So what is standard? Okay. Standard is the keyword that already taken by Python. Python dah cuk siap-siap that keyword. You cannot use it. Okay. So for example, in Python, there are many keywords. Contohnya print, if, else, continue, true, false, while, break. Okay. So this one is Python keywords. Okay. So you cannot use it as your identifier. Okay. So it is already have in Python that has specific function and instruction. Okay. So contohnya, for example, print. There are specific meaning for print. Print here means that you want to print out something. Okay. And then if also have a meaning, else also have a meaning, continue have a meaning, true, false is for boolean, and while for looping, break for stop. Okay. So there are specific meaning for that keywords in Python. So that's why you cannot use it. Okay. Okay. Another one is user-defined identifier. Okay. So for user-defined identifier, programmer, which is you, can define it, can use it. Okay. Contoh, for example, before this I use width, length, area, and then let's say we want to use first name, last name. Okay, this one okay. So this one is our defined identifier. Okay. So there are rules in order for you to define your identifier. The rules are variable that variable can be combined of letter of lowercase or uppercase or digit and underscore. Okay, underscore. Okay. For example, you want to name your identifier as my class. My, C capital letter, C uppercase, my class. Okay, boleh. Variable var underscore 1. Okay, can. And also you want to name it as like this. Print underscore this underscore to underscore screen also can. All are valid examples. Okay. And then the rules number 2 is you cannot start with digit. Let's say you want to create your identifier name as 1 var. So cannot. This one cannot because it start with digit. So tak boleh. Okay. Another one is you cannot use the Python keywords. Okay, of course. And you cannot use special symbols like this. Okay, these symbols also cannot be used in your identifier. And then it must be meaningful. Let's say you want to name it as a first underscore name. So we know that. Everybody know that. First name means that for the first name. This is not good example if you use an M. What is an M? Okay. So that one is not meaningful name. Okay. Another one. I forgot to put here. You cannot, let's say you want to name first name. Okay. You do like this. Let's say you name your identifier as first, FIRST, and then space, and then you have here. Okay, this one is also wrong. Why? Because when compiler read this identifier, it will understand there are two identifier. The first one is this one. The second one is this one. Okay. Because you have space here. So that's why we must have like this. If you want to do the space, you must put underscore name. So that when identifier read your identifier, when compiler read your identifier, it will understand that this one as a one identifier or one variable. Okay. There are many students salah buat yang ni. Okay. Bila salah dia bagi that student just submit to me the coding with error. Actually the error is very simple because of this one. They put the name, they put the variable with space. So that's why there is error. Okay. So please have to remember you cannot do first space name or last space name. Okay, cannot. Okay. Understand, guys? Understand, guys?
Understand, madam.
Okay.
Yes, madam.
Okay, we go to arithmetic operators. So we have plus for plus, minus for minus, subtract, asterisk for multiply, backslash for divide. This one is for modulus, etc. So normally we will use this one. Okay. So let's analyze the coding. Okay, so first we go to the find total value. Let me open this one. Okay, so in this case, when I run, okay, let me clear first this one. So when I run, I will have the first one. They ask you to enter the first value. So I enter the first value, let's say 45. The second value, enter the second value, let's say 31. So it will have 76. Okay. So this one is quite similar to the one that I showed to you before. The area equal to width time length tu. Okay. If you code this one and if you debug, so it is similar. Okay. Okay. Next is this coding. Okay. And first value to find difference value. Okay. So we know that when we want to find difference value, there is no negative value. Okay. Okay, so let me open the coding first. Okay, so this is example. Let's say I delete this one. Okay, so I will enter the first value. Let's say I enter the first value is 40. Second value is 20. So what is the difference between 40 and 20? 20, right? Okay, 20. So correct, 20. So let's say now I run again. The first value is 30. Second value is 50. So what is the difference between 30 and 50?
Negative 20.
20, right?
20.
Okay. But however, in this case, this coding print out negative 20. So it is incorrect. It is not correct. So how to do it? So in mathematics, there are absolute value, right? Betul tak? Betul tak, kelas?
Betul.
Okay. So in Python, the function to have absolute value is, if you want to refer to the Python, you can go here, Python absolute value. Okay, you can directly Google. Okay, so this one they show to you. You must use function ABS function. Okay, so you just go to your coding ABS. The syntax is for ABS. The syntax is ABS. Okay, and then there are bracket. Okay, so ABS, what you want to what is the variable that you want to absolute, which is the variable for difference. So you put difference inside here. Okay, so now you can have the positive value. So 30 and 50, we know that the difference is 20. So now we have 20. Okay, okay, class.
Sorry for interruption,
Yeah.
Doctor. Can be the ABS in the line 6.
Line 6. So you want to put ABS here. ABS like this. We can try.
No.
Oh.
Bracket in between the value 1 and value 2.
So you want to put here ABS. Okay. Like this. So this one, there is no ABS, right? Okay, we can see whether it's okay or not. So let's say 30 and 50. So also okay. Okay? Okay, guys?
Okay, thank you, Doctor.
Okay, so there are many ways to do it as long as you know the syntax. Okay, so basically when you learn something, if you want to get the what kind of syntax that you must know, so you just go to there are many tutorial. If you want to make it faster, you just Google it. Okay. Okay, so now we move to the next one, which is, okay, this one. We want to find force on a mass. Okay, so force equal to mass times gravity. Okay, so in this case, we know that we need two input, which is mass and gravity. Okay, so mass we can get from user, ask user to enter the mass, and then gravity is a constant value, which is 9.81. So you just put here gravity equal to 9.81 because it is a constant value. Okay, so after that you do the process, you calculate the force, and then after that you print out the output. Okay, so for example, this one. Okay. Okay. So this is enter mass value, let's say 5. So I have now 49.05 blah 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 4. Okay. Okay. Is it okay to have many floating point?
No.
No. So normally for force, how many floating point?
3.
3. 3 floating point. So how to do it? Kalau dalam math, kita buat macam mana? What is the term in mathematics for to make sure it only have 3 floating point?
Bundar.
Bundar in English? Round.
Round off.
So you go to the tutorial or Google Python round off. So this is the function, round and then bracket. Okay, so you go to your coding. So what you going to round? Okay, like your friend before, they round here. Maybe they will round here. So betul juga. Round. What is you going to round? You're going to round the value of mass time gravity. Okay, so if you run again, let's say 5. Sorry. Round, gravity, and then it must have this one. How many floating point you want to round? Let's say 3. Okay. Okay, betul Because there is 49.050, right? So 0 belakang tu dia akan buang lah. Okay? Okay, kelas?
Okay.
Madam.
Okay. Okay, so next is this one. Okay. So you're going to ask, let me clear this one first. Okay, in this case, it's actually you want to find volume of a cylinder. So how to find volume for cylinder is based on this calculation, this formula. Pi times height times radius power of 2. Okay, so in this case, first I will ask user to enter radius. I will ask user to enter height. And then I know that pi is a constant. So I put here pi equal to 3.1142. It is constant. So what is the first step in process is to calculate the volume based on this formula. So I have pi times height times radius times radius. Radius times radius is equal to radius power of 2. Okay. And then I'm going to print my volume. Volume of a cylinder is volume. Okay. So here is the example. Okay, so I'm going to print this one. I'm going to run this one. Actually, before this, there is no round here. Okay. Okay, so radius is 5, let's say, and then height is 4. If is 8. So I have my volume is like that. Okay, so now let's say I have I'm going to have another value. (45.9), 100.8, for example. So I will have many floating point here. So how many floating point for volume? Normally 2. Okay, 2. So I will put round here. Round. If let's say you want to put here also can. Okay, round volume. Okay, what I'm going to round my volume. How many floating point? I'm going to round it with 2 floating points. Okay, so I run again. Radius is radius is 45.9, height is 100.8. So now you can see here I have 2 floating point. Okay, 379 it will become 38. Okay, 0.38. Okay, class? Boleh?
Doctor, what if it is square root?
What is?
If it's a square root, not power of 2.
Okay, if you want to use square root, you must have library. Okay. However, in this chapter, I will not show to you library yet. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So that's why in this case I do radius time radius. There are square root. Okay. But we must have a library for mathematics. Okay. So I will show to you in the next chapter. Okay. Okay. So done. Okay. So I think that's all for today. So you can go to this tutorial. There are many tutorials available. So basically this based on my searching, these 3 tutorials are the best for you. Okay, the best, simple and straight to the point. Okay, without many theories, directly show to you how to do it. Okay, so you can go to this tutorial. Please use this tutorial. Okay. Okay kelas, boleh tak setakat ni? Are you okay guys so far?
Boleh.
Boleh. Okay, so just keep calm and try coding. Okay. So Bill Gates kata, I choose a lazy person to do a hard job because a lazy person will find an easy way to do it. So similar to the coding. Okay, coding is actually for lazy people because kita malas nak kira banyak-banyak, so we just code it. Okay. Contohnya, if you do the rename your file, there are until 2000 files, for example, and you want to rename it, let's say you want to rename it as a file 1, file 2, file 3, file 4, okay? So that one also you can code it. For lazy people, you can code it, okay? So actually coding is for lazy people to make your work easier, okay? Okay kelas, boleh Boleh kan?